In a sport predominantly ruled by men, how did a failed female athlete go on to have more of a cult following than the greatest competitor of our sport's history? In 1993, Wheat Ridge, Colorado, Paige Spiranac was born into a Croatian descent family. Father Dan Spiranac was a member of the Pittsburgh Panthers football team, and mother Annette was a professional ballerina. With the two combined, Paige would inherit all the key components to become a top-class athlete in whatever she may choose. It would be her mother's footsteps she would follow in. Paige began taking up gymnastics and soon found out it was more than just her parents' genetics she had inherited. Paige had created her own style, and judges seemed to love it. All her coaches saw something in Paige, and there was only really one place she was going. However, the path she had chosen wasn't going to be that straightforward. In a sport where beauty and looks play a big role, Paige had developed a rare disease that caused her hair to fall out. The disease knocked her confidence, and for the first time in her life, Paige began getting bullied about the way she looked. Kids began calling her names and saying she looked like a boy, and in a sport where confidence is key, tragedy struck. Paige was acing in everything she did. She was winning multiple awards for high jump, winning most weekends in gymnastics, and for a girl battling a horrible disease as well as asthma, she was doing incredibly well. But if fate ever feels you're going on the wrong path, it will do everything in its power to redirect you. One day in practice, while performing regular routines, Paige landed funny and broke her kneecap. The doctor said it was a 1 in a million break, and if she was to continue doing gymnastics, take real caution. But with the Olympics still in sight, Paige recovered and got right back to work, and with the same intensity. In spite of that, and just like the doctor said, Paige broke her kneecap in the same place again. So for many people, the dream would be over. Life wouldn't be worth living anymore. The one thing you dedicated your whole life towards was now over, and nothing could fill that gap. And sure, Paige cried. She had moments of what now? But Paige knew it wasn't all about gymnastics. She just really enjoyed it, but was well aware that she could become successful in anything she put her mind to. Seeing how distraught his daughter was, Paige's dad suggested golf. At 12 years old and all the problems Paige was going through, she just wanted to be alone. The golf course was her book, practicing away, getting lost in the story, separating herself from the world and cruel people. Beginning her golf journey at 12 years old is considered quite late in today's age. Most kids on the junior scene had been playing since they were in single digits. But like everything Paige put her mind to, her natural ability shone through. Paige now had a new goal and a new love. She practiced every single day and was now competing against the best girls in the world. Other kids and other parents couldn't believe how long she'd been playing. She began winning many junior competitions and had now even made it into the World Top 20 Juniors. This rise came fast, and colleges began putting themselves forward. After a successful amateur career, Arizona State gave Paige a golf scholarship. She began life with the Wildcats, but something just wasn't quite right. Her best score that year was 73, and Paige was playing far from her best. She opted for a transfer to San Diego State, somewhere she felt a lot more comfortable, and it showed on the course. The team had something special, and in her senior year, the Aztecs won their first ever Mountain West Conference championship. With her newfound confidence, Paige was back to feeling herself again. She made a ton of friends whilst at college, and her game was in the best shape it had ever been. In July 2015, Paige was invited to play at the Colorado Women's Golf Association Match Play Championship at Raccoon Creek Golf Course. She made it to the final and beat Brittany Phan after an impressive 9 under par. Life was good, and after a troubled childhood, Paige was happy. But this next chapter opens up a side of Paige she didn't know was there. She didn't see her beauty on the outside, only on the in. So when a popular college frat website wrote an article about her, confessing their undying love for her, it went viral. It was a failed attempt to bring down Paige, and overnight she went from 500 Instagram followers to 100,000 overnight. Paige was getting constant attention from men all across the internet. For a girl who had not had much attention growing up, it was something completely different for her. It was quite easy filtering out the weirdos, but one particular person shone through. After asking for a photo the day before, Steven Tanoko, a minor league baseball player, DM'd the photo to Paige. The two hit it off immediately and began dating shortly after. Meanwhile though, just as Paige's love life started taking off, so did her golf game. She began playing on the Cactus Tour, and life was just getting better and better. After her third start, Paige won at the Scottsdale's Orange Tree County Club, defeating then World Amateur #1, Hannah O'Sullivan. Her first season on tour was exceptionally good. A win in several top 10 and 25 finishes, including a runner-up, racked up Paige just over $8,000 in prize money, which is a sad reality of where the women's game is at right now. Her choice of outfits and her continued growth on social media saw Paige invited to more events than she had actually qualified for. She was invited to Dubai in 2015 to make her debut on the European Tour at the Dubai Omega Classic. Although her game wasn't in shape that week, there were other things to get happy about that weekend. Her boyfriend Steve got down on one knee and asked to spend the rest of his life with Paige. It was of course a yes, and Paige was nothing but smiles, leaving the country with a new rock on her finger. Back to focusing on golf. Paige wanted a shot at the LPGA Tour. In August 2016, Paige competed in her first LPGA qualifying tournament, but failed to earn her card. She received a lot of criticism for her performance, and the comment section on social media started to change. She was invited back to Dubai, but more misery would follow. After a 77 and an 80, Paige missed the cut at 13 over par. Her head clearly wasn't in the right space, and all would unravel in a press conference after the round. She opened up and broke down live, telling the world how she's been suffering from severe cyberbullying and depression because of it. She was shamed for the outfit she would wear on the course, death threats had been sent, and even her family were getting criticised from how she was raised. This press conference and competition would be her last ever as a professional, as Paige would announce her retirement from the sport in December. A lifelong dream and all the hours she'd put in had all been stripped away by people hiding behind a screen and saying disgusting comments. Paige vanished from social media and the golfing world. She needed time to process the huge decision she had made and figure out where her career goes from here. Cybersmile, a multi-award-winning non-profit organisation, heard about the story of Paige and got in contact. They wanted her to become an ambassador for them, and hopefully with her following and her reach, get out to as many people as possible who are struggling. It didn't stop there though. Other companies were touched by the story and really saw something in Paige and wanted to help out. She signed deals with PXG to advertise on social media and television. She became an ambassador for golf app 18 Birdies and also joined forces with clothing brands and watch companies. Her fight on women's rights continued, and the LPGA were not helping in the slightest. In 2017, they upped their dress code strictness, which caused huge controversy across the women's game. Paige was disgusted and wrote a column saying, "The progression of women's golf is plunging further than our necklines." Something needed to be done, and Paige's confidence was growing more and more each day. In 2018, at the same time as splitting from husband Stephen Tanaka, Spiranac front page Sports Illustrator as a swimsuit model. She had gone from distraught, bullied girl to strong, confident, impactful woman in the space of 2 years. The haters flooded in, and everyone had their piece on whether it was right or wrong for the game. Her response was brilliant. "I finally took back what was mine. I took back my body. I took back my sexuality. And you guys want to see sexy? I'm going to do sexy. And I'm going to do sexy my way." This was a straight middle finger to the haters, with friends such as Michelle Wee and Natalie Gulbis fighting in her corner, and seeing a gap in the market after Gulbis moves away from the sport. Paige grabbed it and went full 100. She began doing shoots everywhere. The more controversy, the better. People tried taking her down from every angle, but nothing fazed her anymore. She was doing this for the women, not just herself. She began branching out on all social media platforms, and now has more followers than the GOAT himself. In 2021, Paige became a shareholder in the global sportsbook operator, Sportsbet, as an on-air personality and ambassador. She had gone from a full year on tour, earning $8,000 for a full year's work, to now being paid $11,000 per post on Instagram, and being valued at a total net worth of $3 million. So the controversy will forever continue, but Paige is doing a lot of good for the game and women's rights. And with the empire she has already created, she will never need to play a professional golf ever again. She has now been voted Maxime's Sexiest Woman Alive for 2022, and has more money than she would ever have had playing on the LPGA Tour.